Yes, I did record the entire video and then find that every bit had a horrible echo. So let's go again. Today's Thursday, and that means Pokemon Go. So we are going to take a look at the brand new Sylph Arena format. And that is the Rose Cup right here. And I'm wearing my purple motionless and white shirt to fit in with the Rose Cup, making me Rose Cup eligible, but don't use me because I am useless. So let's get into what the Rose Cup actually is. It is pink Pokemon, purple Pokemon, red Pokemon, and gray Pokemon for those of us whose heart is a little bit more gray than pink. So those are the things that are allowed Pokemon that fit those colors. The colors are, the source for the colors is Bulbapedia. Whatever that website says the Pokemon's color is the color of that Pokemon. You are not allowed to use mythical Pokemon, so no Mew. You cannot use legendary Pokemon, no water types of any kind, and no Bastiodon. And shinies do not count. You cannot play Sneasel shiny because it is pink, because actual Sneasel is black. And that is the rules for Rose Cup. So now let's get into the team composition, who I am battling, and all that fun stuff.
Hey there, it's Grixis, doing all kinds of things. Hey there, it's Grix at school, playing all kinds of games. Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, come on down for all kinds of wild things.
Wow, our opponent today is StrawwHatLuffy again, who you'll remember from a couple videos back. We did a Fusion Cup together, and now we are at it again with the Rose Cup. So let's take a look at Straw Hat's team. Skarmory, Blaziken, Wigglytuff, Sableye, Alolan Marowak, and Steelix. It's a pretty cool team. I quite like it. And then we have my team below. This is my testy team. There are things that I'm probably going to change, things that I might not change. So let's take a look. We've got Wigglytuff, Skarmory, and Blaziken. A little bit of overlap between Straw Hat and I. And then I'm playing Drifblim, Rhyperior, and Gliscor. Now, the top three there, Wigglytuff, Skarm, and Blaziken, they're just strong all-around Pokemon. I'm comfortable with Blaziken. I know how to play with it. Wigglytuff I have never used before, but I've been excited to use, and I finally had an excuse to power up my rank 12 Wiggly. And then Skarmory is, of course, a great choice, and I recommend it. Down below, the Drifblim. Drifblim performed very well for me in Sinister, and in this cup you get to play the Icy Wind variant, which is super fun because Icy Wind has that 100% chance of reducing your opponent's attack stat, whether or not it is shielded. So that's pretty cool. I like playing with those kinds of moves, so I was really excited to bring in the Icy Wind Drifblim. Rhyperior, I think, is a very cool Pokemon that I wanted to test out. I wanted to see how it played, so it's going to be on Smackdown, Superpower, and Surf. We'll see how that goes. And then, of course, Gliscor. It's very, very high rated in the cup in general, but also Gliscor is a personal favorite of mine. I used to play a lot when I was playing competitive Pokemon on the Nintendo 3DS. I was playing like a Toxic Sub, Earthquake Protect, Gliscor control build. So I really like Gliscor. I've built a bit of an attachment from there, and I have a rank 29. So that is why I brought Gliscor, and why I brought the other things on my team. So let's take a look at the games and see how they play out for yours truly and for our pal, StrawwHatLuffy. So here is game one against Straw Hat, and I am bringing Blaziken, Rhyperior, and Skarmory. I'm very comfortable with Blaziken as a lead. I'm getting pretty good with knowing exactly when that Blaze Kick is ready and when to swap out, things like that. So let's see how it plays out. We are against Alolan Marowak, who does not seem to be playing Fire Spin, is playing Fire Swin. Fires off that Bone Club. I would think I was trying to switch out, but didn't quite make it, so Blaziken has taken the Bone Club damage. So I switch into Rhyperior, and Straw Hat switches into Wigglytuff. I fire off a Surf because Rhyperior charges quite quickly, which is nice. But look at the charm damage. Oh my god. Yeah, Wigglytuff just tore that rock dude apart. So I'm bringing in Skarmory because it's going to resist that charm with its Steel typing. And I'm hoping to just farm down the Wiggles. I do decide to shield this because I know I only have 2 Pokemon left, and I don't want Skarmory to have that big of a dent when the Fire Spin Alolan Marowak comes back, you know? So I get to my Sky Attack, and I fire it off. I'm going to try and hit that whack hard, but it is, of course, shielded, which makes total sense. and now the Skarmory is going to not take a Shadow Ball because I am shielding, and then I Turbo Switch into Blaziken to try to kill the AWAC with a sudden charge move, but Straw Hat sees through it and switches into Sableye. Unfortunately, counter really does poorly against this entire set of 3. So in comes Skarmory, takes that foul play and takes a lot of damage off that foul play. I fire off a Sky Attack at the Sableye. Let's see how much damage it does. A good amount. A very good amount. I'm pleased with how much it did, but of course it didn't do enough. And now Skarmory is Capuzzo, as is my entire team, and that is game 1 for StrawwHatLuffy. Okay, here's game 2. And in game 2, I have led with Rhyperior, and then in the back, I have Drifblim and Gliscor. I thought it was time to give Gliscor a little bit of a spin. And then, like I said, I do want to test Rhyperior, so I'm bringing it out as the lead to see what it does in the lead role, because I know it can charge those charge moves pretty quickly, so I'm thinking if I get an early game charge move, I'm either breaking a shield or hitting pretty hard because Rhyperior does have very nice attack. So let's get into game 2, and I am against an AWAC. Not an AWAC, I'm so sorry, a Sableye. And Rhyperior is so large that you can't even see this poor little Sableye. It's just dwarfed. Look at the size difference here. That's hilarious. So here comes a charge move, and it is foul play, and by God, does it just take at least a third of Rhyperior's health, maybe more. Rhyperior is ultra squish, so I am bringing in the Drifblim because they're going to trade super effective damage here. I need that Sableye gone. So I go right in for the Shadow Ball. I'm hoping to clear the Sableye. I really don't want it to be shielded, but it is. So now, in return, I'm about to take a charge move, but I decide to shield it because I really want this Drifblim to stick around to clear the Sableye, but that's not how that goes. So in comes AWAC, and I do get to another Shadow Ball, which is great, and I fire that thing off, get the excellent, but it is met with a shield, and AWAC is really just going to finish off this Drifblim here. So I switch it out before it can die, and I bring in instead Rhyperior to just take that charge move and die. It would have been nice if I could have fired off Rhyperior's Surf, but unfortunately I didn't quite get there, and Rhyperior is now gone. So now it's AWAC versus Gliscor. I'm really excited for this matchup because I just love Gliscor so much, but look at how much damage it took from a Shadow Ball. So that's unfortunate. I fire off the Night Slash to just clear the AWAC, and it doesn't do the trick. AWAC survives, unfortunately. And now AWAC is free to do what it wants. And the Bone Club, look how little damage that did, so that's worth noting that Gliscor can take a Bone Club. But Wigglytuff comes in and finishes the job via Charm. So now Straw Hat is up 2-0, and I am getting smushed. All right, folks, this is it. Game 3. Let's get rolling. I have gone with the exact same set of 3 because it worked so well last time. Rhyperior into Drifblim into Gliscor. So let's see how it plays out against StrawwHatLuffy. I am against a Wigglytuff as the lead, and look at that Charm damage. That is insane. Charm is really just whittling away. So I do get my Surf off, which is cool. Before the Charm just eats me alive. Fire the Surf. It deals a solid amount of damage, so now it is Smackdown versus Charm, and we actually draw the match. We're both down in Pokemon. We both have 2 shields left. So I am bringing in Drifblim, because if experience has taught me anything, there is a Sableye and or a Alolan Marowak waiting in the back. And I go for Icy Wind over Shadow Ball. I'm hoping to both bait a shield as well as get that attack down. So I do bait the shield, which is great. And obviously I get the attack down because there's a 100% chance. And then I shield the foul play in return. So we're at 1-for-1 shields here. And I really just need to get to a Shadow Ball, but I don't. So I can burn this last shield, or I can let my Drifblim die. But I've effectively wasted my first shield. I could have been in here with the Gliscor with 2 shields, but alas, I am not. So I do decide to shield this because I need Gliscor around, but in comes the AWAC as previously mentioned. So I'm going to fire off a Night Slash. I'm hoping to bait that last shield, which I do, so that's great. And now after you fire a Night Slash, if you charge to Earthquake, fire a Night Slash, the Earthquake is that much closer to happening. So I get up to that Earthquake, fire it off, obviously not shielded, and it does OHKO the AWAC. So now it is just down to Gliscor and Sableye. I get to my Night Slash first, which is great, but Night Slash doesn't deal the most damage in the world, and so it doesn't clear the Sableye. Sableye hangs on with just a thread, and in comes the foul play, which does clear my Gliscor. So the Night Slash is great, and you know what? Let's just save that for the what I learned section. So let's get on to that. Straw Hat gets it 3-0. Last time he got me 3-1. So either he's getting better or I'm getting worse. I'm leaning towards him getting better though, because he's really good. All right, gang, let's talk about what I learned. And this is a humorous screenshot of Skarmory that I found while sorting through my video. So that's what we get to look at today. What did I learn? I learned that Rhyperior just folds to Charm. Because its attack stat is so high, its level is compromised in Great League, so it's got to have a lower level. Thus, it doesn't quite get the bulk that other Pokemon would benefit from. So even a decently ranked one like my own, which is rank 142, I know it could be better, but that's what I had. So even a decently ranked one like my own just kind of folds to moves that hit really hard, like Charm and like charge moves. Like it took a lot of heat from a lot of different moves. So I'm not so sure about Rhyperior. It does charge very fast, and with a shield, it's likely to get off at least one charge move. Sometimes without a shield, it can get off at least one charge move. But I'm not quite sure I like it. It's very frail. Gliscor, Night Slash fires very, very quickly, but doesn't deal the most damage. It does have a 12.5% chance of giving you an attack boost, a big attack boost. But of course, the boost doesn't apply to the move that's being used to get the boost, which obviously that's a thing, but sometimes it just helps to hear it out loud and to say it out loud. So if I hit with a Night Slash, you saw Sableye was very close to dead. I hit it with a Night Slash, but the Sableye did not die. It just came very, very close, and so I have to grind up to another Night Slash, but I didn't have the time to do that because Sableye had a charge move ready to go, and it just cleared the Gliscor. Skarmory, I'm very happy with its performance, of course. We don't really need to get into that. I'm on the fence about Blaziken. This team I was playing against was a little bit unfortunate in that so much of this team, so many Pokemon on this team, didn't really take the insane amount of damage that counter can usually deal. There was a lot of resistance to it there, so that is, of course, unfortunate. I didn't play with my Wigglytuff all that much, so I didn't really get to test it. Did I play Wiggly at all? I don't think I played Wiggly at all. So I did not get to test Wiggly, so I don't know how I feel about it yet, but obviously more testing will yield more results. I think for now, the plan is to remove Rhyperior. After the battles, Straw Hat and I had a little bit of a chat discussing other options, so I'm going to kind of pursue other options, take a look at other things. Drifblim might get the axe in favor of Sableye, because I do have my own kicking around somewhere that I can try out. So we'll see in the next video what I do to my team, how it changes, and how the changes affect the overall games. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to StrawwHatLuffy for participating with me another time. It seems like he just kind of beats the pants off me. But, hopefully there was some takeaway for him. There was definitely some takeaway for me. And I really appreciate that everyone who watches these, that's really sweet of you to do. And you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram under GrixSchool15. Sometimes I'm on Twitch, not often, but I do that from time to time. And then, of course, I'm here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next one when I'm playing more Magic cards.